Greetings, adventurers. Welcome back to the Sanctum Sanctorum. And Dungeon Master Supreme is here to announce I'm going to do a playlist on the channel of a series of videos on classes. So basically, I'm going to go through what I think is the best of the best in each class. So we've had a lot of books, a lot of Unearthed Arcana come out, different abilities, different subtypes, all kinds of things, where it's giving you way too many options at this point to make great decisions necessarily. Sometimes you just want a quick go-to grab on what is the best option. So I'm going to give you what I think is the best option for each class. So I'm going to call this Class Wars, and we're going to go through each class, and I'm going to also put together a character sheet for each stage of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to define it as each choice you make with that class and subclass. So every time there's a choice to be made, not, oh, you get a new ability. It's when the ability score comes through, where are you going to put those ability score points? And that's another thing. I'm not going to do the alternate DM's rule of feats. There are a lot of great feats that can really help. Some of my favorites are Great Weapon Master with Barbarians and Fighters, the Crossbow Expert or Sharpshooter with Rogue, Ranger. Those are fantastic. Then Magic Initiate, Ritual Caster, Warcaster, basically for any magic user, can be fantastic. And in fact, Magic Initiative can throw some magic the way of certain players. You know, you add that in for a barbarian who doesn't have a great deal of range. And give them some options in play when they're being kept off from a distance for one reason or another, or it's a flying creature, it's the last one up, and because they are the only ones with hit points, they're the only one keeping the party from a TBK. It might be nice if they could actually hit the enemy. So it's going to be things like that going through each class, and I'm going to judge each class on what I think they are, what their purpose in general in the dynamic of an adventuring group is. Now, you may not agree with me. You may think that some character is more useful as a tank with a certain class, or a DPS, or some combination thereof. But this is my choices on that. So be kind with that. It's a personal opinion. But I'm going to go through and start with the Barbarian and just work my way through alphabetically with the class list and give you an insight into how I build character, how I min-max my characters out the best I can, and what I think the best build for the best option of Barbarian, Bard, Rogue, Cleric, all of them is. It's going to get you, like I said, I'm going to build those character sheets out, and I'm going to put them on my Patreon for my patrons. So that's good value for those that are going to be my patrons. You're going to have options through every class for a max character, and that max character is going to level up through 3rd, 4th, 7th, 8th, wherever the choices are. You know, do you get a choice, or is it just a feature that's going to come up regardless? You know, if it's just reliable talent, that's not really a choice. If it's you've got your choice between Horde Breaker and Whirlwind and things like that in Ranger classes, we're going to make a choice there. So that's the level I'm going to bump everything through, and then we'll discuss those abilities that have come along with it. You know, where you've gone in terms of building your character up as you've leveled and what stats those are. I'm not going to do anything on dual classing or anything like that. Keep it simple, straight up. 3rd level is where I'm going to start with each character, because it's typically where you're going to get subclass options, and then I'm going to go from there on up to level 20. Like I said, each time I post a video over on my Patreon page, there's going to be a series of character sheets available for my patrons. that will let them download and use those characters for one shots or just in the campaign they want to play. Look for the first episode of Class Wars Barbarian, and we'll introduce you to Barbaros the Barbarian. Thank you again for coming. Remember, we always worship Liag in this channel, the YouTube algorithm, with a like, a subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications so you know when the next video is coming up. That's especially true with the Class Wars. There's going to be a bunch of those whole playlists that you'll be able to get on and enjoy in your free time. Thank you again. You have a good one.